Hi, in this screencast tutorial I'm going to take you through a couple of the new changes that we've made to the system. So now we have 3 users or 3 different types of profiles. Before we only had an administrator and a data steward. Now we have an administrator, a data steward, and a user. And so what I did is I changed this profile, Haley, to a user. So all she can do is submit a new access request and view her access request that she submitted. And in the administrator's profile, you can create a new request, view your requests that you've submitted, view the users of the system, and also view the revoke requests that are sent by the data stewards. So the data steward is right here, and this person can view the access request that they've received and also submit a revoke request. So for our functional requirements on this one, the first one was validate information. So I'm going to take you through submitting a request and making sure that this data is valid and that the information that goes through is the correct information, and the measures that we've taken to stop incorrect data from being submitted. This can be anything you want it to be, but we're going to say Sally Fields is okay, so this is going to be your user ID that you have. And then this is Sally Fields. So this is our first example of data validation. This user my ID is supposed to be your 3-letter combination and 5-number string that you get when you are at the university. And what I've done is made it only so that you can have 8 things entered. They won't allow you to do any more than that. So we'll confirm that. Here's our submission. This is actually one of our functional requirements as a notification, but this one just shows you a preview. So another data validation technique that we have is submitting a new access request. All this information needs to be entered incorrectly too. Request date, you can't enter in that if you wanted. You would need to do, oh, this is not right. Oops. We want Liz. Status. In progress. See, you'll have to enter in an actual date to go forward. So another data validation technique that we have, not technique, but just data validation that we have is with this, if I don't select anything and try to submit this form, this happens. So you have to actually select things. So our last functional requirements for this sprint were putting security in place. So one of the things that we have for security is an auto-incremented number for the ID instead of using per user, we have an auto-incremented number for the user ID instead of using the 811 number as the unique identifier, because sometimes we can't rely on the university's procedure for that to always be correct. So our auto incremented number is here, and this is locked. You can't change it because it's always made up by the system. And Salesforce has security measures for all of the data, which is very nice that we're able to use this system for, and we don't really have to work too much in security. And then the last functional requirement was ensure disaster recovery procedures, and also with Salesforce they have disaster recovery procedures on their servers, so all the data backs up there, which is nice, so we don't have to configure that.